Hi Group 3, today we are going to be carrying on with using our skill blending, and that's the skill we need to be able to read words. So there are different steps that we will need to achieve this skill. But blending is not a wasted skill. You're going to be using this technique, this skill, all the way through year 1, year 2 and beyond, because it's what we use to work out words that we can't read. Once you've got this skill, you can move up through all the phonic phases, and the principle's the same. The activity is still the same. You still need to say the sounds quickly in order and then blend them together to work out what the word is. The only new thing that you will apply each time is learning new sounds and digraphs as you go through your phonics phases. Now, we're going to try and work out what phase you are on. So let's look at the steps below. I find there are 4 different steps to blending. Okay, so I think everyone has achieved step 1. I think you can all say the sounds in order. Now, if you can't, there could be a couple of sounds that you're not sure of. Now, if that's the case, just go back maybe onto YouTube and watch the Jolly Phonics songs, because they will take you through the sounds, the songs and the actions, particularly if you're a little bit wobbly on a couple of them. I'm hoping that you can all do step 1. Now, step 2 is normally where we have this jump. You can probably say them, and you can probably say them quite quickly, but maybe you still can't hear what the actual word is that you are sounding out, that you are blending. And this is where grown-ups and myself can come in to help. So this is the bit in the middle. You might find that if an adult says them really quickly, you can actually hear what the word is, because you can just focus on watching their mouth. Remember, our mouth is a good clue to the sounds, but also you can use and focus your ears and listen to that sound and hear what the word is that the adult or the person is saying. Eventually, with practice, you want to get to step 4, which is where you can say the sounds, you can blend them together, and then you can work out what the word is. But that is quite a jump. To go from step 2 to step 4 is a really, really steep hill. So we're going to do an activity today to see if you are around sort of step 3. And if you are, brilliant, because we can work and practice on this blending skill over the next few weeks. So don't feel you've got to achieve this today. Remember, we are learning this technique, and a technique that you're going to use all the way through primary school. So it's a big step. Here I've got 3 boxes for my 3 sounds. And these 3 sounds are going to come up in order, and I'm going to say them. And I want you to see if you can work out what the word is, and the picture will be hidden behind the blue circle. So have a listen. We've got k, a, t. Now these are called hard sounds. They make quite a loud sound, so you might be able to work it out, but I've only said it once. Remember, when you're blending, you might have to say it 2 or 3 times, maybe even 4, so you can get quick enough to say the sounds together. So I'm going to model that to you now and see if you can work out what it is that I'm saying. Cat, cat, cat. What word was I saying there? Cat. Okay, let's listen and see what the next word is. A, t, h, at, hat, hat. What word was I blending there? Hat. So all the words I'm doing today, I've got an a in the middle to help you tune your ears into only having to listen to the beginning and end sound. Let's have a look at this one. Ah, Now, this one is quite hard because and not only sound very similar, but they're called soft sounds. They don't make that hard sound like a k, and those harder sounds can be easier to blend. So this is a little bit trickier when you've got soft sounds. I also find that when is at the beginning of a word, it can be harder to pronounce. So I do tend to say a bit more. So listen carefully while I blend this word. Man, man. Could you hear it? What word was I saying? Man. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Ah. Tap. 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 What word was I saying? Tap. Look at the next one. Are you ready? S-a-d. S-a-d. Sad. Sad. What word was I saying there? Sad. Sad. Oh, the bear is sad. R-a-g. Rag. 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 What word was I saying there? Now, if you found this one tricky, sometimes it's hard to work out words if you don't know them, if they're new words to you. We don't use the word rag very often. A rag is a bit of cloth, a bit of old cloth that you might use I use one on Sunday to clean my car, or your dog, if you've got a dog, he might have a little raggy toy, or you might have a rag doll, which is usually a dolly that's made out of cloth. So new words to you will also be a little bit of a barrier sometimes. And that's where an adult or grown-up can help you blend that word and work it out. Right, how did you get on? If you could work it out by me saying it once, then you're already on a good track to be on step 4. But what I should imagine is most of you would have listened to me blend the word and you would have been able to hear what it was. And that's usually the case. Now, tomorrow, Group 3, what I'm going to do is you're only going to have a really very short video from me tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up with a login for an online game that you can play on blending. And you can play this game as many times as you want to practice the skill of blending words, but your aim is not to be able to do it by the end of this week. We are going to revisit blending in a couple of weeks' time, and we're going to then start applying a new skill to that. So just keep practicing, and remember, saying it once is not usually enough when you first start to blend. Say it 2 times, 3 times, and if you're really stuck, get your grown-up to blend it for you. And eventually you'll be able to say, no, I don't need you to help me now, I can do it myself. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Have fun.